Guys, I'm entering my fantasy era. And that is why I've turned on the camera today, because I want to go through all the books that I'm planning on reading in Fantasy February. I know we're halfway through the month and I won't be finishing all these books in this month, but I believe this is going to be a thing this year. I had dropped a couple of times in a few videos over the past couple of months that I believed this year was going to be the year that I enter my fantasy era, and I am correct. I am right. I'm rarely wrong. My last video was my January reading wrap up and it was horrendous, and I was telling you guys how I just smashed out so many books in the first 2 weeks of January to the point that my brain got burnt out. I also mentioned in that video that when that happens with romance, I usually pick up a thriller. Like, I found last year I was completely burnt out with reading romance, and that's how my thriller era began. But when I felt burnt out with reading in January, I tried a thriller and it didn't work. I said all this in my last video, and many of you said that you had felt the same, and what has helped you is switching up to romantasy or fantasy with romance in it. So I've taken on what you said. Mind you, I had stumbled across ACOTAR TikTok the other day. For some reason, I was just getting a bunch of videos to do with ACOTAR on TikTok in my For You page, and it made me want to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, the series, which is what I'm doing right now. Let me just explain to you quickly, right? This series here, everyone sucks each other's dicks off to this series. And I read this, all of it, because some people get confused. Some people think I haven't read it. I have, I've read it. I read it back in 2022 when I was pregnant. And I had planned on doing a reading vlog and everything, and I actually did film half of the reading vlog. But then I stopped filming it, I didn't edit it, I didn't upload it, none of you ever saw it. And I enjoyed it when I read it back then. But this time round, girl, like, I am in the city of Starlight, bitch. That's where I'm at right now. My mind, I'm on book three right now, and I am obsessed with this series this time around. I don't know why now I like it, but the first time, it's not that I disliked it, I just didn't get the hype. Now I get the hype. I'm dreaming about it, I'm thinking about it, and it's just giving me everything right now. So, I said on Instagram the other day, give me all the recommendations for fantasy, romantasy beginners, because I'm a beginner, baby. None of that huge, hard world building shit. I need beginner shit. So I wrote a list. I've got some books here that I'm going to show you, talk about. Not that I've read them yet. I'm planning on reading them. So it's kind of like a TBR video. I don't know. I just felt like sitting down and talking about the fact that I like fantasy romance. And the reason why I knew this year was going to be the fantasy year was because last year was a paranormal year for me, and I love paranormal. And I do like fantasy shows and like movies and stuff like that, so it's just fitting and kind of obvious that I would end up being a fantasy reader. All I know is I've spent half of my 20s, my late 20s, from 24 till now, reading flat out contemporary romance with drips of thrillers and paranormal romance and like little sub-genres, and I'm a bit burnt out, so it's time to try something else, okay? It's time for the fantasy. I do plan on reading all of Sarah J Maas's books and doing a dedicated video to her of my reviews, my ratings, my favorites, in-depth character discussions. When will I film that? After I finish reading all her books, and I've only read ACOTAR once, and I'm on the second round of that now. So that'll be coming sometime this year, hopefully, because I feel like I'm already fighting the urge to not go out and buy all her books and just binge it. And I cannot wait to read the rest of these next to me. So let's go through them. Let me know in the comments below at the end of the video if you've read any of these, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. Did you love them? Did you hate them? I've got a lot of thoughts on a lot of these books already, and I haven't even read them yet. Fourth Wing is definitely on my radar, baby, and I believe I don't know, I'm torn between this one and the other one I'm going to show you that I'm going to read after I finish my reread of ACOTAR. I bought Fourth Wing when it was originally released ages ago, before the hype was heightened and it was like, you know, overbearing. And I was full planning on reading it, but at the time the brain wasn't braining. So I ended up selling my copy because I thought, I'm never going to read this. Why did I even buy it? And here I am again with a new paperback because I rebought it. I said on Instagram the other day that the sheer size of this book intimidates me, and I've seen a lot of negative and just like mixed reviews on Iron Flame. So that kind of, I don't know, makes me feel a little bit weird about reading this. But I bought it anyway because a lot of you said, bitch, you need to read it, it's so fun good. It was a lot. I had so many DMs, so many answers in the question box saying Fourth Wing. So we bought it. And I am interested. I'm interested since I've been on ACOTAR fucking TikTok. Fourth Wing TikTok has been popping off and I've been saying everything and I'm like, oh, spoilers, stop. Stop with the fucking spoilers, TikTok. It's gnarly, man. Don't go onto TikTok and search the book that you want to read or anything like that because the whole book will be given away. So Fourth Wing is on the radar and I want to read it. ASAP Rocky, bitch. Powerless. Ooh, this has been on my radar before the hype. Months prior to it being blown the fuck up, I stumbled across the author's page and I was just stalking her and I was like, that actually looks so good, but I'm not a fantasy reader. But I finally bought it recently because I saw it on the Kmart shelf and I thought, you're coming home with me, bitch. Like, you and me, we are one. I'm excited about this one and I'm not sure if I want to read this one after ACOTAR or Fourth Wing. I'm feeling like this one because it's a standalone at the minute. The next book is coming. I have gathered that this is kind of like a Hunger Games twisted with like the Divergent books, movies. I don't know. I never read the books. I like the Hunger Game movies. Never read the books though. My nephew's reading Hunger Games right now though. Anyway, I've heard it's like a mixture of those types of dystopian worlds rewritten and labeled as powerless. It is in the YA section. I saw it in the YA section at Big W, so I don't know if there's any smut. But here's the thing. My smut intake has definitely dropped. I'm more about the sensual kisses at the moment. Like, I'm just like, ooh. You guys know that I'm more of a, let's have 3 smut scenes, detailed, really good, hard-hitting smut scenes in a romance than having smut on every single fucking page. I feel like it loses its meaning. I get desensitized to it when you're like just flicking it and it's just like dicks and vaginas and pussies and licking and gobbing and gibbing and it's just a lot and I just, whatever. You know what I mean? But when there's like minimal smut, but still is smut, it gets me going. I don't know if this has smut in it, but I want to read it so bad and I really like the first page. I read the first page in store and I was like, ah, thick hot liquid runs down my arm. Blood. You see that? Like that there, that line right there, that line right there, that sold me. I was like, oh, yes. So, after my reread, I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, should I read Powerless first or then Fourth Wing? I'm feeling like Powerless because Reckless isn't out yet. And how weird is that? Can we talk about that? That Elsie Silver has that cowboy series and she's got books named Powerless and Reckless. This is called Powerless and also she's got the next book of this is Reckless. It's weird. Anyway, I don't know how authors do that. I could never title my book the same as someone else's. I would feel icky inside. Anyway, that's just me though. This series here, we've got the Ballad of Never After. The Once Upon a Broken Heart. And A Curse for True Love, which is a giant copy, which pisses me off. We've already established this, that I'm pissed off that they don't match. No smut in this, but apparently the aesthetic is just like fairy tale, like pink goddess, beautiful, beautiful. And there's a lot of swoony moments. So this is on my radar too. And I'm so fucking excited to read this. So many people have recommended it to me, especially as a beginner fantasy reader, and I'm here for it. This is great too, because my niece and nephew have started to get into reading. My nephew just finished Harry Potter. He's on to the Hunger Games now. And my niece, she's almost at that age where she wants to get into those books as well. I'm pretty sure she has started Harry Potter. Anyway, I'm looking for like books for them too. So even if they are like YA with no smart, like it's going to be a good experience for me because I can judge these books and see if my niece can have them. Because if someone gave me these as a child, I probably would have read. I probably would have. Anyway, I'm really excited about these. I don't even know really what, I think A Ballad of Never After is the first one. It's like an enemies to lovers maybe. She gets betrayed. and then she figures out she can restore the chance of her happily ever after with this dude. I don't know, but it sounds fucking phenomenal. Also, this got recommended to me. This is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have these. Where did I get them from? I don't know. I did not buy them. No, I did not. So I don't know where they came from. I don't know. That happens. This has happened to me so many times. That shelf, like not this shelf, but the shelf in my cupboard has so many books in there. These ones are just the ones on display, and I don't even know where half the books come from these days. I don't know, not these days, but there's people used to send me books all the time, and I don't know how they got here or who they're from. Anyway, I own these, and this was recommended to me as well. Now, when these were recommended to me, the person that recommended them to me said it's a political fantasy book with a side plot of romance with no smut. So a lot of people go into this thinking it's going to be like a romantasy, like it's full romance based, but it's not. She's like, so you'll probably enjoy it more knowing that before going in, because a lot of people dislike it because they go into it thinking it's going to be romantasy, you know, based on romance, but really it's just a political fantasy. Anyway, I'm keen because people either really love this series or they really fucking hate it, and I'm here for it. Hopefully you'll see in a reading wrap up. Instead of doing like wrap up, maybe I should read these and then come back to you and say, hey, I read these popular romantasy books, fantasy books, and these are my thoughts. Cool. I'm very excited to be in my fantasy era, and I just wanted to kind of talk about it with you guys. Just chill, relax, and just gush about different worlds, different beings, different realms. Dragons. Am I going to be a fan of dragons? Am I? Will I? Let me know. Will I be? I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. I'm still holding the books. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you love any of these or hate them. If you have any recommendations. I will see you guys soon. I'll let you know if I love any of these or if I dislike them. Have a good day. Subscribe before leaving, and I'll see you soon. Bye.